Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Krishna and I'm gonna tell you how to create a dynamic calendar in Excel just using the formulas, and there is no code involved here. So this is my output and you have these two drop downs here. Okay, so I have used only from 2010. You can use anything for that matter. So any valid year should work. And the second drop down is the month. So we have here from Jan to December, right? Select anything, your calendar will change, and this is actual calendar. You can cross check with your computer calendar, and this is, should be perfect. Okay, as you can see here, there are cells or the days which are grayed out. What that means is the does not belong to the current month. So the March starts from Sunday, that's 1st of March. So in that row, remaining days, remaining cells belongs to the previous month. Similarly, at the end of the calendar, the cells which are grayed out belongs to the next month. So this is very useful because you can have a glance of what would be the date of a next Saturday. Say for example, you are on 28th of March and you wanted to know what would be the next Saturday's date. So obviously, can looking at this calendar, you can make out that it's 4th. And looking at the color coding, that I mean to say, since it's grayed out, you can understand that this is not the current month and it belongs to the next month, right? For that reason, I have kept this in grayed out color. So instead of just removing the values altogether. Okay, so I have made one calendar. I mean, at any point of time, this shows you 1 month. So you can copy paste this to create the entire year. That means all 12 months together in one sheet. So you have to change a bit for that. So I'm going to show you that as well, right? So yeah, before like how it is created. So now I'm going to show you how it is created. Right, please check out my YouTube channel for other useful office automation videos. Okay, let's see how it is created. You can see here that I have within a couple of rows, and these two values I'm making use of to calculate the values for this calendar. So the first one is first day of the month, and the second is day of the week. So I have used simple formulas here to get these values. Alright, you might be knowing that already. So I'm gonna explain that as well. And then I have this drop down. So drop down is nothing but a data validation. Under data validation, you can have a data validation and have a list of values. Similarly, for month also, I have a drop down, which is also created using data validation. Okay, and some formulas here, very simple formulas, just addition and subtraction. Right, these fields are static. Okay, let's start. I'm gonna create a new empty sheet. So, okay, I empty sheet. Okay, first thing you're gonna do is these two drop downs. Okay, I can copy from this page instead of okay. When you are in this, don't press the arrow key. If you press the arrow key, the formula, the cell will be selected. Just cancel this. Thank you. This. Okay, so my first drop down is ready. So let me format it so that it looks good. Okay, that's my year, and then I need month, right? So I'm gonna copy again under data validation and then copy this. Use your mouse to copy, don't use a keyboard. So that right keys should not be here. Again, go to data and then data validation, select list, paste it here. So the comma means a new line. Every comma represents a new line, new item. So we have this month as well now. It's not necessary to have a drop down. You can have anything. It's enough to have a text field with text field with valid date and month values. Of course, why this drop down is because you should not enter anything wrong. Say suppose you cannot enter here Monday. That's wrong thing, right? So if you have a drop down, it won't accept anything. No, it won't. Okay, so but we can do this because that is part of your drop down. Okay, similarly here as well, you can have a text based of drop down. Only thing is you should have a valid year format, year value. Okay, so we have done these two things. Next, these two things. I'm going to copy this because these two are static. Okay, so let's see how to find out the first day of the week. So I'm making use of these two values to construct first day of the value using date function. So it takes three inputs: year, a month, and a day. So month. So we are in tricky situation here because we don't have the month value because the month value is in text. But this formula needs in numerical format. That means for February it should be 2, for January it should be 1. So I'm going to tell you how to get that value using textual month name. So there is a function called month of. Okay, as you can see here, it needs a serial number, but we have text here, but still we can get it by appending 1 to the string. So how this works is a month of a string ampersand 1. So this actually nothing but a date value. This G6 ampersand 1 is nothing but February 1. I have a video on this concept. Do check out my channel for better understanding. Okay, and the last parameter is the day, and always it should be 1 because it's the first day of the month. So close the parenthesis, close the formula, get the value. So this, as per this selection, this is my first day of the month. That's 1st of February 2012. Let me format it so that it looks good and easy to understand. Yeah, this should be fine. Is that? Yeah, this should be fine. So 1st February 2012. Okay, so we have this value, and then now day of the week. So how do we calculate? We have a formula called weekday. Right, this takes two inputs. One is the serial number, that means the date value, the serial number of a date value. Okay, this is the serial number, and Okay, so here you have multiple options, right? So I'm gonna select 3 because my day starts from Monday. Monday is my 0th day. Okay, Monday is my 0th day. That means if I'm in 19th, 0, 1, 2, 3. That means I'm into the 3rd day of the week. All right. So I mean, you can explore more on that. By now, I mean, for now, I'm gonna select 3. Okay. So the value is 2 for me. So this I'm utilizing in the later calculations, right? So I'm not gonna format this because this will be hidden from the calendar. So look and feel doesn't matter here. So now the remaining part, I need to calculate the actual dates for the month. Before that, let me copy this because this is a static content. Paste it just below the month, or you can, yeah, should be better. Okay, let's start, the calculating the days. So for simplicity, I'm going to select the current month and current year so that I can validate as and when it is done, right? 20th March. Okay, so the first day of the month, I'm going to subtract this from this. That means 1st March of 2020 minus day of the week. So this will give you my first value for the month. So ignore for now. This is 24 February 2020. Ignore now. So and this should be a value. I mean a date, not date value, because we cannot give. No, we cannot keep the date, right? This is a day. I mean, it represents a day, but inside it's a date basically. So that's how the calendar looks, right? It's a day, but internally it represents a date. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna just add one for the next subsequent days of our calendar. Here as well, I'm gonna add one to the previous one. Okay, so this formula can copy paste. Make sure that you have 6 rows. Okay, so this is my March 20th month calendar. Right? It's the March actually starts from Sunday. You can just cross check. Yep, the Sunday is the 1st of March 2020, and then this date belongs to the previous month, and again here these days belongs to the next month, that's April 2020. So I'm gonna gray that out so it looks better. See, as you can see here, this looks much better, right? Okay, so our calendar is ready. I'm not going to, okay, let's format this so that it looks good. Okay, so we have this calendar ready now. Few things still pending. Make it center. Yeah, this looks better. So as you can see here, everything looks grayed out because I have copied the conditional formatting from my previous sheet. So I'm going to remove that. Okay, yeah, I'm going to apply the fresh conditional formatting so that it looks good and the days which does not belong to the current month are grayed out. create a new rule, select this, use formula to determine which cells to format. All right, okay. So now select one of these, I say one of these, and remove this absolute reference. If we don't remove, the formula will be applied only to this cell, but we want that to be applied in the entire selection. So don't put the absolute referencing. So this is relative reference. So what the formula we're going to do here is, if the day, that means 24th, I mean this cell is less than this value, then gray that out. Understand, right? So if D8 is less than this, then format with, go to the font, go to the gradiest out. Yeah. So the first 5 or 6 values are grayed out because it belongs to February. Okay, similarly for the end values, that is from 1st of April, go to the format, new rule, conditional formatting, and then new rule, select again the same. Now, so we should find out the values which does not belong by the way of the days which are greater than the current month. So in this case it was less than, in this case it should be greater than. How do you do that? Select one of these, any one out of these, and then take out the absolute referencing. It should always be relative. So the now, so we have this value right here. I'm gonna find the end of this month. That means this is 1st March is first of, I mean starting of the month. Similarly, I should have end of the month value. So for that we have a function, and they should be greater than, right? End of month, and this takes two values. One, the day, I mean the date value, and for now you just put 0. Okay, and now format the, no, bit darker. No, did not apply because, let me check what is the issue. Did I select? Oh no. Yeah, this looks good. Beautiful. So these days are the previous months and these are the next months. So this is actually useful because if you want to see, I mean, glance like what would be the next, I mean, the next week's date, that means next Saturday's date. So you can easily glance and have a look at it. Okay, so this completes the calendar creation. And now, how do we duplicate this to make sure to create a sheet of months? I mean to say the all 12 months in one sheet. Just copy paste and change the formula accordingly. Okay, how do you replicate this? Yeah, this looks better. I'm gonna copy this. Okay, so copy this entire thing. Okay, this is April, and I think this is still pointing to the old one. Just drag the formula accordingly. Okay, so no need to change for all of them, so just one is enough, because this is where it starts referring from. I mean, this is the only cell which will refer this the first day of the month, so should be fine. And now can do it for here, and they should be May. And point, oh sorry, I'm supposed to copy this as well. Okay, okay, I'll just create 4 months. You can continue. Okay, only thing left is I need to apply a new conditional formatting. So here it is pointing to the F3, but in our case it's N3, or is it, yeah, N3, right? Yeah, N3. Let me check. Let's change this to N and see what happens. Yeah, this looks beautiful. It's correct. And so, oh no. Okay, one more thing I have to do here. The beginning of the month, manage rule. So I think this should also be N, because we are referencing its corresponding start of the month. Same thing again here. Select. Okay, now what is the value? F18. F, let it be as is, and this is 18. And here also it's F18. No, it should be, yeah, F18. Yeah, absolutely right. So last thing. Okay, what's the value here? It's N18. Just change this. 18 here as well, in 18. Yep. So this looks good, and you can hide these values. It looks absolutely charming. Okay. Yeah, you can repeat as many you want, and this is truly dynamic. And remember, there is no connection between this and this. That we can add as well. How do we add? No. So there is no connection between this and this. So yeah, you can add that. It's not a big deal. So this should be March, right? And if you select this April, this should be automatically changed to the next value. That you can do, but we need to change the way we did it. Few things we need to change basically. Yeah, maybe I will do that in my next video, or you can try that as an assignment. Right, that's all folks. Thanks for watching. See you later.